is mage gameplay. So it's going to be interesting to see how well this this matches up in the opener here, with the Feral Druid versus the Death Knight being the only real difference between these two teams other than the healers.
Yeah, both hunters going to be looking for that crowd control. Whoever can land it better will have an advantage. Cyfoxy as well. When he pulls the trigger with that incarnation, he's going to be able to cause a lot of pressure for his team. You can see him getting dots over onto everyone. Bash into trap on Rubcup. Jellybean's already getting low, having to line of sight, but SSDS is chasing him down. This might be his exhilaration. Heals out. Is he going to have to use the aspect of the turtle as well? Amni charging in right now. Sneaky Snakes pushing in full aggro.
Yeah, they are taking tons of damage, or dealing tons of damage to Panda Global. Cyfoxy in a little bit of trouble at the moment, but has managed to hold on to both charges of his survival instincts just yet. So Amni doing a good job of keeping him alive. Quick stun came out on Amni there into a lockout that could spell some trouble for Cyfoxy here, but he managed to get a decent amount of absorb shields up on Cyfoxy before that even happened. So very good play there from Amni, being able to predict that coming in.
Yeah, Sneaky Snake still has basically everything left defensive. Trap over onto Jellybeans. He ate that trap. Nice job by Jellybeans there, keeping Rubcup out of that crowd control. Bursting shot though, at the same time Amni into that asphyxiate. Jellybeans getting lower and lower. This is the incarnation from Cyfoxy. Cyfoxy looking to get crazy aggro, but you can see Rosita Jones gripping him back, just trying to keep Cyfoxy at bay, slowing him down, causing as much pressure as he can for his team. Cyfoxy might have to use his first tick of survival instincts. He's caught into the stun. Interrupt over on Amni. Amni just spamming out those Shadowmans, but Cyfoxy getting lower and lower at this point in the game. Survival instincts should be enough to keep him alive for now. Jellybean's getting stunned up though. Jellybean's getting lower and lower. Full trap on Rubcup. He has no trinket. Is he going to be able to get away? It does not look like it. Jellybean goes down in game number 1. The aggressive strategy coming in from Sneaky Snakes, and Cyfoxy making his debut. Target on Rosita Jones, maybe even Wallabear. Only time will tell. Panda Global going to have to deflect that initial attack, and then I think if they can just stabilize, it's smooth sailing for them from that point forward.
Yep, and here we go, moving in. Rosita Jones sort of poking out there. I think he's just trying to bait somebody out at this point. Not really looking to move in and get too aggressive. Almost catches Cyfoxy with that Death and Decay, but now Cyfoxy's going to move in, immediately open up onto Wallabear, it looks like, and then goes over and drops a bash onto Rubcup, continuing that damage into Wallabear. The Wyvern Sting follows up on Rubcup. Wallabear kiting away from his healer, actually going to move back around. Now a trap onto Rubcup. Wallabear still in lots of trouble. Fear onto Rubcup. The CC is just endless, but finally Rubcup gets a couple of moments to be able to pop out a little bit of healing there, and it actually looks like Panda Global has dealt with that opener very well.
Yeah, Rubcup getting interrupted there. This may be an opportunity for Sneaky Snakes to keep with this initial momentum. Rosita Jones getting lower and lower, still has the Icebound Fortitude. AMS is about to fade. Amni hasn't used really anything defensively except I guess he uses Rapture. That's a pretty big cooldown. Rosita Jones going to be gripping Cyfoxy back in, making it difficult for him to land that CC. You can see SSDS charging over on top of Rubcup, trying to land that full trap. Bursting shot into trap. Wallabear getting lower and lower, has to activate the dive by the sword. Remember, Rubcup has no trinket, so he cannot actively get out of any crowd control. Wallabear still rotting lower and lower. The Wyvern Sting might be enough to take him down. Is Rubcup going to have to use his Spirit Link here? Gets interrupted once again. Spirit Link going to almost certainly have to be committed. It looks like Rubcup not going for it, getting interrupted again and again. This might cost him this match.
Wow, he's playing super greedy right now with just that Ascendance, trying to keep his teammates alive, but somehow he's getting away with it. Even though the triple fear comes out, Rubcup is going to be actually feared back into the corner as well. That could spell trouble. Into the trap. Rubcup is in so much trouble right now. Wallabear, there's nothing he can do. He's absolutely screwed right now. The Spirit Link goes down! How he actually managed to get back into that? Somehow, Wallabear's still alive.
SSDS made a sick play there. That knock trap actually almost knocked him out of Spirit Link. If they could have killed it just a little bit faster, Rubcup would have gotten no value from that, but unfortunately he wasn't able to. Rubcup getting bashed up now. A little bit of CC going to be stopping for a little while, so he has a moment, but as I say that, the full Ribbon Sting lands. Rosita Jones caught in the pounce stun. Lower and lower, no defensive cooldowns available. DR trap. Can Amni push in for a full fear? They need a little bit more crowd control over on a Rubcup, and this game should be over. Bursting shot. Panda Global hanging on by a thread at this point of the game, but a nice swap over onto SSDS. Mind Freeze over onto Amni. SSDS having to play retreat right now. Thorn's going to be activated onto him as well. He's able to kite away, but right now, I mean, it looks like Panda Global actually stabilizing. They can just live a little bit longer. They should win the long game.
Yeah, they've managed to stabilize, but they really don't have anything left in the way of defenses. Now Rubcup into that pounce. He's going to be stunned there for just a second. The bursting shot comes out. Do they have the follow-up trap? They do. They land it. That's going to mean that Rosita Jones and Wallabear both need to be very, very careful right now, because neither of them have anything defensive available for themselves. Rubcup getting actually slowed down, actually causing Wallabear to maybe overextend here a little bit. He's getting a little bit out of line of sight of his healer, trying to chase down Cyfoxy. The stun goes out on a Cyfoxy. He trinkets that and uses Survival Instincts immediately. That's his last charge of Survival Instincts. If Panda Global can keep this pressure up on Cyfoxy, they may be able to score a kill here soon.
Yeah, Cyfoxy can hold on. He might get that that second incarn. Rosita Jones getting lower and lower. Wyvern Sting into trap on Rubcub. Rosita using that Wraith Walk trying to get away. Yes, Earth Shield is going to be tanky because of that Wall of Bear rotting down as well. Rubcub going to play catch up at this point in the game, but he gets feared away so far. Has to leap over. Can Wall of Bear survive a little bit longer? Earthen Shield Totem going to be committed by Rubcub, making Wall of Bear exceptionally tanky, but he gets knocked out of it. It's done onto Cyfoxy though. Rosita Jones trying to slow down some of this damage for Rubcub. He's just trying to get out the heals. He has to fake all these interrupts. I think he manages to do it. Finally getting out some healing ways, stabilizing Rosita Jones a little bit, but at this point in the game, he's just going to get crowd controlled once again. Bursting shot into full trap. Can Rosita Jones survive? Amni channeling the penance. Rosita Jones, 5% HP. Corpse Shield keeping him alive for a little bit longer. Mind control over onto Rubcub. They need to stop that. Wall of Bear charges over, gets the interrupt. Full bash onto Rubcub. The CC never ends. Rosita Jones having to kite away once again with that Wraith Walk. He's caught into the stun. Nothing really left. Rubcub finally able to get out some cast. Now Cyfoxy, pressure turning around over onto him. This is the incarnation though. Second incarn. This is the enrage timer for this jungle. Rosita Jones needs to be able to survive. Icebound Fortitude, AMS, both going to be activated. Earth Shield as well. Trap over onto Rubcub, but I don't think it's going to be enough with that full fear coming in from Amni. Rubcub breaks out of it though. They broke the fear. Ascendance up. He gets interrupted once again. Rosita Jones somehow holds on.
How is Rubcub keeping his team alive through all this damage? It seems like just a split-second additional CC would have gotten a kill at any point in this game. Now Wall of Bear under pressure, but he does have Die by the Sword and Rallying Cry available once again, so he's got to feel actually fairly confident right now. Cyfoxy does have a charge of the Tribal Instincts available once again, and SSDS does have his turtle, so Sneaky Snakes shouldn't feel too bad about their position right now, but the fact that they haven't yet been able to score a kill is slowly allowing Panda Global more opportunities to turn this game back around. Rosita Jones caught into the stun, has nothing defensive available. Rubcub is still able to get a couple of heals out, but any CC coming out onto him right now is going to be super, super dangerous for Rosita Jones. He's still taking lots and lots of pressure. A nice stun actually goes out onto Cyfoxy there. I believe that was Rosita Jones just peeling really quickly there for just a second. They may be able to force out his last Survival Instincts. They do. The last Survival Instincts has now been used for Cyfoxy. Amni gets interrupted. Rubcub into a full trap though. Rosita Jones immediately going to use that anti-magic shell. This is just back and forth like crazy right now.
Yeah, Panda Global trying to crawl back into this series. They just need to survive a little bit longer. Amni almost completely tapped on mana. Rosita Jones getting lower and lower. You can see Cyfoxy trying to kite away in cap form, but Rosita Jones all over him. Cyfoxy getting lower and lower. Amni actually sitting down for a drink right now. Is he going to be able to get any ticks? He gets one tick. That's it. Maim over onto Rubcub. Rosita Jones needs to be able to survive just a little bit longer. I believe he actually has Spirit Link Totem back available for him, so this is looking not too bad for Panda Global. Spirit Link is going to be committed, but Sneaky Snakes almost running out of time at this point of the game. Full fear over on Amni. He trinkets. Pain suppression used as well. Full trap over onto Rubcub. Rosita Jones needs to get away. Wall of Bear as well taking a lot of damage. Die by the Sword has to be activated. Stun over onto SSDS. A lot of pressure coming in from Panda Global. Aspect of the Turtle committed. Fear over onto Rubcub. Wall of Bear just hanging on by a thread once again. So many close calls in this game. Can Wall of Bear survive just one more time?
Yeah, Rubcub managed to fake out an interrupt there, but does get caught into the main. Do they have the follow-up CC? Does not look like they have it. The Wyvern Sting finally comes out, but Rubcub was able to get a heal out in time, but is Wall of Bear going to be able to survive through this? He does not have anything left defensively. Rubcub into a really short trap. Unfortunately, the DR is overlapping in a way that allows him to just continue casting out those heals, and now it's Cyfoxy that could be in a lot of trouble here. Rubcub completely tapped on mana, but Amni as well. This game is going to be over very, very soon, as neither healer is really able to do too much to keep their teams alive, and now we're finally seeing Cyfoxy on the defensive. He's actually having to move away briefly into bear form for there for a second as well, as Wall of Bear is just continuing to pump damage into him. Cyfoxy is super scared right now. Amni using his last throughput cooldowns. The Thorns comes out onto Cyfoxy in that bear form as well, but now Wall of Bear pushing back in, could be in a lot of trouble right here. Rubcub into the stun. Do they have the damage onto Wall of Bear? We can hear them behind us shouting, kill, kill, kill. Are they going to finally be able to do it? That full trap onto Rubcub into the Wyvern Sting. Wall of Bear is, how is he?
Cross kill! Cross kill! Amni versus and SSDS versus Rosita Jones and Rubcub. Cyfoxy using that last little bit of incarnation to take down Wall of Bear. I don't know who wins this one. I'm thinking the Death Knight might have an advantage with Amni being completely oomed. Rubcub sitting back, maybe looking for that drink at this point of the game. SSDS trying to throw in the trap to stop that. SSDS is going to have to survive the damage coming in from this Death Knight at 15% dampening. It's going to make it very, very difficult for Sneaky Snakes. Amni needs to find a drink somehow. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it with all these unholy Death Knight pets, though.
Yeah, we could end up being in for quite a bit longer of a match here now that it's basically turned into a 2v2. We are already at 17% dampening, but with both healers, even with just this little bit of mana they have available, they should be able to heal through.
Oh, Rubcub res! Is he going to get the res? He gets ripped away! Rubcub might actually get the res off! Rosita Jones getting low. He needs to keep Rosita Jones alive just a little bit longer. He manages to do it, and Sneaky Snakes leaves the game. game. Rubcub and Rosita coming in clutch.
Championship Sunday started off with a bang.
Likely going to be using his wings, SSDS, most likely going to be throwing out that Crows and True Shot Aura. They just want to force so many defensive cooldowns. Rubcub, of course, once again playing that Relentless talent, so he has no trinket. At any point of the game, Sneaky Snakes can win.
Is Rubcub actually playing Counter-Strike Totem? Is that what that icon is? I don't recognize that fourth icon under Rubcub.
Might be.
Might be, yeah. Double Fear anyway comes out. Wallabear in a little bit of trouble here. Actually, wow, lots of trouble on Wallabear right away. I think he actually got out of line of sight of Rubcub there for a couple of seconds. No defensive cooldowns forced other than one totem coming out from Rubcub there. And now it looks like Panda Global trying to get aggressive. Wallabear popping CDs, trying to move in, putting some damage into Amni actually as the target of choice right now. He's actually getting under a lot of pressure right now, but they're turning it back around. There was a nice Wyvern Sting onto Rubcub there, causing Wallabear to be under a little bit of pressure. Now the trap lands onto Rubcub once again. Amni using all of his throughput cooldowns, trying to keep himself and his teammates alive through this. Rubcub locked out once again. Wallabear and Rosita Jones, they're not getting the pressure they really want right now.
Yeah, Amni getting lower and lower. Eventually going to be using that Blessing of Protection. Can Rubcub purge it off, though? He gets feared up. Amni doing a great job realizing if he gets purged, he's in big trouble, but does get purged. Amni still has the paint suppression. Let's make sure that he uses it in this game. Rosita and Wallabear only have so long to chase down Amni. He needs to survive just a little bit longer, holding on as long as he can. Eventually going to be trinketing out of that imprisonment trap over onto SSDS. It gets reflected, so Rosita Jones on that Demon Hunter playing that reflect magic has reflected two very effective traps. Amni, though, getting interrupted into a full stun. Paint suppression used way too late. Amni almost into that execute range. If Wallabear connects, it's surely going to be over. Amni trying his best to run away, but he gets taken down.
And that was what Panda Global needed right there. They needed to get that pressure, find that option, and find a way to take down Sneaky Snakes and regain that series advantage.
This is exactly what
We'll have to see if they can make it work in game number 4, trying to tie up the series, or is Panda Global going to move into the grand finals so they can win? I think Panda Global, once again, they're going to be charging in, looking for that initial pressure onto Amni. Last time, Amni, I think he misrotated a little bit. You can see him already out of line of sight, just trying to hold on for as long as possible. Rosita Jones doing a backflip, trying to get some damage over onto Amni once they can land a full stun. But Rosita and Wallabear already taking a lot of initial pressure. Full stun over on Amni. He trinkets out immediately. Panda Global looking to get aggressive right away. Sank coming out a little bit too late over onto Amni. He does use that Rapture as well as his wings, so he's going to be able to toss out big power word shields on himself. He gets interrupted once again, getting lower and lower though. Pain suppression still not used. He gets banished on the Blessing of Protection. Amni has no way to get out of that. Wallabear though with the cross kill. He gets the dive of the sword off. Everyone on Sneaky Snakes is low. Amni needs to survive. Eventually might have to actually use his bubble here as well. Amni doesn't really have too much left defensively. He needs to save that pain suppression for himself just to let Evangeline get the bubble out. Now Rosita Jones and Wallabear are going to be turning their attention over onto Amni. So much pressure coming in from Panda Global. Rubcub, you can see, already down to 50% mana. He's been spamming out a lot of purges in this game. The cleave damage coming in from Panda Global is insane at this point of the game. Evangeline has nothing left. The power berry is going to be dropped. Rosita Jones, though, taking a lot of damage. Stun over onto Wallabear. SSDS and Evangeline trying to turn around the pressure at this point in the game.
Yeah, they've used basically both teams have used almost every defensive cooldown available. The only real saving grace for Panda Global is going to be that Spirit Link from Rubcub, which I don't believe he's had to use yet. Avenge caught out in the open. He's under a lot of trouble right now. He could just go down right here. Caught into that stun. Amni was locked out for a second, but now he's going to be able to pump out a couple of Shadow Men. Should be able to get Avenge back up, but the interrupt comes out from Rosita Jones. Avenge still under so much fire right now. Rosita Jones just pinging around the map like crazy. He has got nothing really to worry about. Trinkets that Stormbolt immediately. Wallabear in trouble, but Avenge is going to go down.
And Panda Global are going to the grand finals to play for $50,000.
Synergy are trying to respect that, not going for the mirror, and that tells me that Synergy is afraid. Let's see if Novos, Chun-Li, and Valido can find this kill early on. I can imagine they're going to be spam purging, pushing the aggression towards Colo. Right now, both teams just charging to center field, both healers staying very far back. You do not want to get close to these Death Knight blenders. Mez gripping him into the fight, into the shockwave to follow it up. Sharpened Blade out from Trill, trying to connect onto Valido, holding him down at half. Novos managed to make a getaway, so he should be able to easily heal now, but getting interrupted. Good follow-up by Mez. Valido dipping low, not trading out cooldowns. Very greedy play from Valido, manages to stay alive. Now Chun-Li trying to reverse the pressure. Colo getting put into the fight. Serenity had been popped there. He trades out Barkskin, which is more than a fair trade as Colo tries to retreat away, but they're going all in for the kill.
Yeah, it's interesting. Chun-Li's playing Fist of Fury stun instead of that Tiger Eye Brew, even though he has 3 heavily armored targets to hit. So we'll have to see if that'll pay off. There we go, Touch of Death going out from Chun-Li. Bellido is going to try to keep himself alive with that Icebound Fortitude. Nova's doing a great job. His positioning's awesome. On the other side of the pillar, trying to stay out of range the entire time. That was an Iron Bark out of Colo right there to try to keep Mez offensive.
Yeah, Chun-Li and Valido seem to be under a lot of pressure. Novos is starting to fail. Valido down low in execute range. Corpse Shield to deny some burst. Novos needs to connect the heals right now to save his team. Ascendance pop. Team is top. Mez now getting reversed on. Splice looking for a kill. Colo not answering. Tranquility behind the pillar doesn't seem to be enough. They grip Colo into the triple fists of fury as Splice look to strike back. Mez not trading out Icebound Fortitude. Now they swap over to Colo. Colo's running on fumes for cooldowns. Frenzy Regeneration is last line of defense. Nice shockwave out from Trill. Colo tries to make a getaway, but Mez is still low on health. He needs to heal both players back up. They do have decent counter pressure on Valido. Novos is down to half mana. If Synergy can hang on a little bit longer.
Yeah, Mez using that Icebound Fortitude finally right there, trying to stay alive. Colo really needs to get those heals off. Mez doing a great job of kiting. The offensive touch of Karma right there onto Mez with the leg sweep. Great job by Splice sealing out that.
Yep. I felt like Mez held on to his Icebound Fortitude for way too long, and then when he
was saving it for the stun eventually.
But then he didn't have it for Serenity there at the end, so I really feel like that was some cooldown mismanagement. The pressure that Splice
with Druid, you really want to hit that purge button all the time to keep your team extremely offensive, but that is a huge taxing on your mana.
Yeah, here we go. The gates have opened. Chun-Li, Valido charging across the map. Trill and Mez are trying to hold back. They want to stay in a defensive position, not outrange Colo, but still be far enough away that he's out of range of Death Grip. So Valido will be going back and forth looking for these Death Grips. He's using Ride the Wind, boost his movement speed to catch Colo, but Colo's waiting in bear form for the attempt. Serenity has been popped. Mez is under fire, down below about half health. Colo with a pre-Iron Bark play here with Barkskin traded out on this attempt on his life. Should be able to survive throughout this initial onslaught. I think that was a fair trade. Really, the only offensive cooldown Valido held on to was Apocalypse, now committing that as well. So most of the aggression from Splice is going to be fading. Colo should start to restabilize, and that means Valido will be on the run. Chun-Li could possibly be in trouble as well. Novos in a good position far away from the fight, though, casting healing waves. That should top his team, but now moving over, Trill lands that full fear. Chun-Li reverses with a triple fist of fury, and Method Synergy cannot afford to stack up like this for very much longer. They need to spread out and get their original positioning. Mez is still low. Valido now being counter pressured as well, but Novos in a great spot to spam heal. Any magic zones being dropped here to reduce the pressure. Colo going for Tranquility, but not the best single target healing. It's going to be difficult for him to recover. Now getting Windshirt on the heal. If Novos purges here, it could be an easy Icebound Fortitude. They're not even looking for it. Swiftmen will top off Mez and restabilize. Mez is trying to bait Valido behind the pillar, but they need to be careful. They stack up for a double leg sweep. They grip into the triple. Mez Icebound Fortitude's out, immediately realizing how dire the situation is, but once again, using Icebound Fortitude before Serenity means he's an easy kill target in a few seconds.
Yeah, because Serenity is about to come back up. Novos does get shocked on his heal right there, but Valido is getting away. There we go. He's going to have to pre-kite a whole bunch. That was a great job right there, being able to get away. Of course, Trill is going to jump onto Novos there for a second, but now he's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. But Mez, of course, is that target that they're going to go on. The teams are very, very spread apart right now, which is what wasn't happening at the beginning of that match. The grip into the Fist of Fury stun yet again, pulls out Barkskin right away.
Yeah, I would have liked to see the Serenity on Mez there. I know they want to create pressure on Druid, but Frenzy Regeneration, if they don't 100-0 him, he'll be able to easily survive. Chun-Li now trying to run away. Gets grip back in for the execute. Barely managing to escape, but no! Portaling way too late. Chun-Li making huge mistakes there towards the end of that match, and Method Synergy capitalizing very easily on game 2. Valorant, let's see if Method Synergy can stay alive and punish the mistakes of Splice, or will Splice just overwhelm them? I think this map pick was very well done from Splice. Close quarter combat is exactly what they need to end this game quickly.
All right, and chains of ice everywhere at the start of every match. It's so funny on both sides as the melee scrum in the center as they start to kill each other. The grip onto Novos with the missed shockwave, and he only hit one target with that, possibly. We'll have to see.
Mez is down at half and traded out any magic cell prior to Serenity, so now they swap over to Colo. This is what I want to see. I want to see purges.
Wow.
Tons of purges from Novos here. I really want him to go all in because Colo will struggle to recover in this position if they can stay on top of him. Novos moves over. Colo connects to Swiftmen, but if they just keep going, keep pushing for the kill, it will be difficult for him to get away. He's already burned through significant defensive cooldowns. One more grip into stun could be the end of his life. Colo needs to play out of his mind. He needs to be in bear form for this next attempt, or surely he'll fall.
Yeah, as Chun-Li, he wasn't even playing Tiger Eye Brew for that huge amount of burst. He is playing the Fist of Fury Stun as Chun-Li's going to sit onto Mez's back, even though he does have that Thorns, but trading off the damage to try to kill Mez right here. Needs to force out some cooldowns, as we see Valido is going to use that Icebound Fortitude, as Novos did
Grip in a stun. Will Colo be able to survive the onslaught? No bark skins available, but Novos isn't purging. I'm really surprised to see this. Now Colo survived the stuns. Frenzy regeneration should be available shortly. He's trying to kite. Chun-Li's trying to solo him. Can Chun-Li find the solo kill? No, he doesn't trust his damage enough. He's going to come back, try and save Valido. Valido had to use Icebound Fortitude because of his overextension. Now they're behind on cooldowns. They're trying to chase after Colo, but they can't go behind the box. Novos tells Valido to pull back, tops him off with some healing waves. Mana is starting to burn down, though, pretty quickly for Novos. The clock is ticking. Colo now has bark skins available. He's going to be feeling a lot more comfortable for this next attempt, but Serenity can be a deadly cooldown. Mez is a vulnerability right now with no Icebound Fortitude. I would like to see Splice set up a kill on him. Trill is low as well. They go for the stun on Colo, but a reverse triple shockwave from Trill. Nice setup from Synergy. Valido dipping low, but Chun-Li pulls the trigger. Serenity striking the Windlord. Tons of damage. Mez down to half. Trades out any magic shell. Colo still getting crowd controlled. Manages to connect an Iron Bark. Mez should start to stabilize as a result.
Yeah, this is pretty scary for both sides. Not very many defensive cooldowns left on both of the Death Knights plus the healers. As Valido is going to sit behind that pillar with the Earth Shield, being kind of safe, but needs to wait until those heals are connected. There we go. Novos picking him back up. Chun-Li still trying to stick onto his target, not doing too much against these two plate targets.
I like that pre-wall there from Chun-Li, reducing a lot of this incoming damage. He'd be maybe on 10% health right now if he didn't use that preemptively. Now Novos so caught into an asphyxiate. Chun-Li is low. Valido is low as well. Chun-Li's trying to peel with the double fist of fury. Ascendance pop from Novos, but he gets interrupted by Mez. Nice mind freeze. Can they keep Novos under control during the Ascendance? No, healing waves are coming out. Now the team is starting to restabilize. They still have decent damage on Chun-Li, but Touch of Karma is available. Colo trades out his artifact to keep the boosted healing of his whole team. Novos is burning out of mana. Chun-Li goes for the incapacitate. I can imagine Valido wants to go for a grip. No grip available. Colo gets into bear.
That was a good grip.
Kill attempt is now over. Valido gets gripped downstairs out of line. Novos is trying to drink. Valido's trying to focus on defense and kite while Novos drinks. Novos got a lot of mana. Very important to extend this into a late game, but ultimately in the late game, I feel like Splice is not going to win there. Colo's even casting Wrath. Splice are against the wall. Everyone is just dying at this point. The momentum is in favor of Method.
Yeah, it is, as both Chun-Li and Valido trying to do some damage onto Trill, but they haven't forced Die by the Sword out yet. Chun-Li does have Serenity available. Touch of Death going out right now.
Oh.
Trying to set up with something. There's a Fist of Fury stun with the Serenity. Lots of damage coming out, but they're going to turn it back around onto Chun-Li, forcing that Touch of Karma out.
Yeah, Mez trades out any magic shell. Both teams exchanging their entire arsenal. Mez seems to be the one that's still falling behind, though. Triple shockwave out from Trill as he tries to make something happen. Valido is down to half. Novos is struggling to deal with the damage as this game goes later and later. Trill goes into battle. Trill smells a kill. Valido's trying to still kite away with that Blade Storm. Well timed from Trill to stay on target. Chains of Ice will be difficult. They stack up for the triple fear. Trill is setting up to win. MVP of game number 3 as he's looking for an execute. Novos trying to connect some heals, holding on to whatever he can here. War Stomp into potentially a clone. Novos getting interrupted. Valido's dipping lower and lower. Trill trying to find this grip into another triple shockwave. Nice pre-Earthen Shield Totem. Grip now into Fist of Fury as both teams dogpile each other to the finish. Colo caught into the stuns as they set up for the kill onto him, but he manages to survive the stuns. Colo restabilizes. Now Valido is on the back foot. Novos is running out of mana. That drink he got earlier is the only thing carrying him right now.
It is, as Valido is running away, so is Chun-Li, just trying to get away from these two melee as Trill is going to leap in for the shockwave onto Valido. Novos in a good position, however, right now, but here we go. Mez using that Wraith Walk just to get over to strangulate him, but it didn't pay off. Actually, they did get the Icebound Fortitude and the AMS out of there.
Colo getting gripped into Fist of Fury. Barkskin has been traded out prior to Serenity. If Chun-Li can stay aggressive here.
Oh, there's more drinks. There's more drinks by Novos.
Oh, he got back to half mana, but Valido is low. Chun-Li is low. As a result, they're trying to kite with Ride the Wind, but Trill is in hot pursuit. Vortex gets dropped down, pull Valido back. Chains of Ice spam is the only thing keeping Valido alive as Novos tries to keep both of his members in this fight. Touch of Karma is shortly going to be available. Now the mana is actually tied as a result of these drinks. Novos extending his team into the fight as long as he can. Trill still trying to reconnect through this Chains of Ice. Polo getting ready for the next attempt. They grip Novos in for a triple shockwave as they're trying to set up for a kill. Mez has thorns on him, so Chun-Li needs to be careful. They're just attacking into thorns. That's a lot of collateral damage that Novos doesn't have the mana to spend on. Mind Freeze interrupt. They go for the miracle.
Go for it.
Serenity popped and Mez blows up. Splice take game 3 here. Trill's going to play it out, but with Touch of Karma pop, there's no opportunity. Well done from Splice to manage to hang on there with a lot of drinks. Animated very easily for us to tell, but if he is not playing Duel, I feel like he is going to be risking his team because he could save his partners during those Serenities with Duel every time. All right, this game is about to go underway. Chains of ice onto everybody as they do brawl it out in the center. Both healers getting ready to get gripped in as Novos gets gripped first into the triple shockwave out from Trill. Now we're looking for a reverse grip on Colo. They don't even go for it. They go for the sweep asphyxiate setup instead, and huge damage on Mez as he dips dangerously low. Ironbark barely gets traded out there with Trinket from Colo, but now that Colo's Trinket's out of the way, he can be an opening target later on. There is still pressure on Mez as Colo's trying to sustain his team. Novos in a good position to heal his team back up. They're trying to bait Bolito out of line of sight, but Mez seems to be taking the pain. This is match point for Splice. Mez's life is on the line. Will Colo be able to handle the pressure as Mez dips lower and lower? Incapacitate landed. Novos can go for some purges here, but no. Mez has recovered. He played it up pretty greedy there, held on to Icebound Fortitude. He wants to make sure he has that for the next Serenity. He's trying to escape away. Thorns is activated. Bolito anti-magic cells to immune that and stay on target.
Yeah, and Mez was able to hold on to his Icebound Fortitude at this point. Again, another lock onto Colo with that Mind Freeze. He's going to try to run away and get some heals up, but look at Mez so low on health still. Colo's barely getting those heals out in time.
Yeah, but now that the cooldowns have been burned for Splice, I think Mez should start to stabilize. Bolito now caught into a shockwave with Chun-Li, and Method Synergy are leading the assault as Bolito dips low. Novos gets interrupted by Mez. Nice pet micromanagement there. Interrupts Novos again. Corpse Shield is now over. Trill connects and execute. Bolito barely escapes away with the support of Chun-Li, but Chun-Li is low as well. Novos gets caught into a stun. Mez has complete control of Novos. One more crowd control could be it. Karma out for Chun-Li. He's going to survive, but Bolito is vulnerable. He's retreating away, cutting with that Tiger's Lust. Really good coordination with Chun-Li and Bolito defensively to survive that. Now they're trying to switch over to Novos. He's going to jump away. Bolito is still low. Trill is going in.
Yeah, Trill looks like he wanted to stick onto Novos for a second, but realizes his mistake and goes back to Chun-Li. Chun-Li trying to turn it around onto Mez with that Serenity. Strike of the Windlord with a stun onto Colo. Colo gets away, able to put the Ironbark up to keep his team offensive, but look at this. This is the exact same situation before.
Oh, executes! Chun-Li is very low. Novos barely links. Oh, this is very close for Splice. We might be going to a game 5. Mez wants it, Trill wants it, you can tell. Playing this out with their hearts. Novos is still low, struggling to handle the pressure. If Mez can land some interrupts here, lands another Mind Freeze. Mez has locked Novos out every single time. Now into the Shockwave, great lockdowns onto the healer, but Novos manages to finally escape. He's gonna survive, but Bolito is low. They go for a miracle setup here on Mez. Triple leg sweep, but now Novos getting gripped back into the fight. The pressure is on as Synergy move in.
And there's the fear, but it breaks immediately as Novos is still behind the pillar. Trill is chasing with Chun-Li on his back, realizes his mistake, wants to get out of there. Novos doing a great job of pre-kiting all his damage. Chun-Li trading the Fortifying Brew, his shield wall, to stay offensive. Ooh. Big stun onto Chun-Li, no trinket available. Touch of Death is popped, but he's not going to do anything with it.
That was a nice pre-wall.
There we go.
Reverse it. Mez is dipping low. Icebound Fortitude traded out, and even with that, Mez is just going down. There's so much damage coming out from Splice. They want to advance the grand finals. Miracle setup here. Chun-Li dips low. He portals, but it's not enough. Execute from Trill finds the kill. We're going to game 5.
We are going to a game 5 indeed. Method.
And that's the weakness that Synergy are going after.
Well, boys, let's kick this one off. The winner of this goes to the grand final.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, game number 5. Tons of money on the line here. $42,000 difference in this single game.
It is, as Mez is going to be that first target. Chun-Li taking a bunch of damage, porting early to get over, get those heals going. Wow, we have a paralysis onto Colo that barely snuck that in as Chun-Li is going to sit onto Trill's back. Trill already in defensive stance. Good grip onto Colo, followed by the stun from Velodo. That is going to force the Bark Skin out. Down to half again with another stun. Seems to be okay. They're going to turn it back around onto both Trill and Mez. I like that they're cleaving both of these targets down.
Oh, there's lots of damage on both sides, but Trill is dipping low. Mez is at half as well. Chun-Li and Bolito want to find this kill. They want the money, baby. They want that first place. Die by the Sword gets traded out. Trill survives for now, but Splice have all the momentum. Colo has burned through basically every cooldown. Mez is still low on health. Novos basically has everything to survive, and so does his team. Mez is in trouble. Chun-Li is moving in for the kill. Mez is trying to retreat away, but there's not a lot of space. Bolito grips Mez back into the fight. Now a paralyze on the Colo. Do they have the asphyxiate to follow that? They could make a swap with no bark skin. Colo wants to deny it. Jumps in bear form, trying to get ready for the swap. Chun-Li not overextending this game. Portals back, gets the bonus heal, then moves in. That way he's not low health before he starts to make the push. I think this is good defensive awareness. Chun-Li just needs to be aware of whenever he overextends that Novos will be LOS. Now Novos caught to the stun. Bolito drops AMZ. Trill goes for the sharpened blade, pausing their health at about 50%, but they stack up for the triple leg sweep. They're looking for the miracle kill. Mez tries to deny. Now Trill looks to reverse. Double shockwave. Bolito Icebound Fortitude. Mez Icebound Fortitude. This game is starting to tie itself up.
Yeah, Yeah, it was a great disarm by Velido in that last, but they're going to go in onto Mez with that Arcane Torrent, but a triple fear is going to stop their offensive push at that point. Velido still getting a little bit low, sitting at half. Novos really needs to pick him up, but you can see the battlefield changing as they pull everyone together into those rooms.
All right, Chun-Li has Serenity. Here comes the attempt, but Trill thwarts it away with a triple shockwave.
There's
perfectly timed. Now they pop it. They need the Iron Bark. Colo connects Iron Bark. Mez needs to start to restabilize. Colo's going for some casted heals. There's a lot of interrupts. He's trying to kite away. Mez and Trill still focusing on defense. Splice have the momentum. Velido at half, Mez at half. Trill gets gripped back in. He's going to disarm Velido, try and get some aggression out. Mana is surprisingly tied. You can tell that Colo's getting stressed. He's spamming out really mana inefficient heals to stay ahead. Novos gets gripped in, but they don't go for the stun. Now they're going for the asphyxiate. Mez wants to go in. He wants Novos, looking to put him down. Novos jumps over the ramp. Nice play there from Novos. Avoids the death grip. Chun-Li is now down at half. Has Karma. Chun-Li might throw this again. Caught in the shockwave. Sharpened blade. Barely gets the touch of Karma. Now looks to reverse it. Triple leg sweep. Novos should look for purges here, I feel, in these final moments. No Iron Bark. No Icebound Fortitude. Mez is completely isolated. Corpse Shield, his last line of defense. Trill is rotting down as well. Will they be able to put Mez over the edge? Splicer gunning for the kill. Mez is trying to kite away. Colo in a good position far away, but getting interrupted by Velido. Nice interrupts there from Novos as well. Mez is dipping lower and lower. Paralyzed to follow it up. Great crowd control from Splice. Touch of Death is up. Mez is down to half. Just a little bit more damage to put him over, but they deny it with the Iron Bark. But this is the first time Colo has used Iron Bark before Serenity. All Chun-Li has to do is survive until that Serenity, and it's going to surely be curtains for Mez.
Yeah, that was another grip onto Novos right there. Novos trying to get a drink off. Great grip back, and he's going to be able to get at least. He missed the Death and Decay. Oh no, here we go. We're going to have there's one tick. There's another. This might
purge.
Heal.
All this mana that he just got, he should just spam purge. At least half of it away because Mez is so isolated. Serenity gets popped. There is no cooldown to answer the Serenity. Trill tries to peel with the double shockwave, but now caught into a double leg sweep. Colo is running low on mana to try and heal through the pressure, but they don't get the kill. Mez stays alive throughout the onslaught. Velido is now low. Chun-Li is now low. Splice are in full retreat. The momentum is swinging now in favor of Synergy.
No, it is. As you see, Novos trying to sit way in the back, trying to LOS every little part of that grip as possible. Tosses that healing tide down. There we go. Now we have the asphyxiate onto Colo, but Mez seems to be okay. Trading out the corpse shield at high health at this point,
nice
followed by
freeze.
paralysis, but Chun-Li has to run a lot, and this is Method Synergy needs to make sure that they have Chun-Li playing defensive the whole time.
Triple fear. Novos is down at half. You can tell that he's sweating. Splice is sweating. Synergy have weathered the storm. They're looking to find this kill. That drink that Novos got is the only thing keeping this game in his back pocket. How can he restabilize? Gift of the Queen hits 2 players. Nice heal from Novos. Colo is restabilizing the team. Again, using Iron Bark, though. Colo might be choking a bit here under the tournament pressure. They at least have Icebound Fortitude. They grip Colo in. They're looking for the Wombo combo assault. Will Colo survive? They reverse it with a triple shockwave, and Trill's shockwaves have been MVP in this matchup right now, getting the pressure in favor of his team, but now Touch of Karma available. Chun-Li has the answers to survive. He would have to throw to die at this point. And there's the Touch of Karma traded out. Chun-Li will recover. Colo is slowly getting tapped on mana. No Iron Bark. Serenity is available. We've seen this situation before. Incapacitate into potentially an asphyxiate from Velido. He's going for it. Control. Serenity gets popped. Mez has got nothing left. How's he going to stay alive? They just reverse it. Says screw it. Caution to the wind. They're going to look for the cross kill. Chun-Li is low. Mez is low. Who will fall first? Chun-Li aborts the mission. Portaling back. Novos goes for the heal. Gets stunned up by Mez. Can they interrupt Novos again? Chun-Li is still kiting away. Mez survived the Serenity, and now Synergy can find a kill.
Oh, the Thorns during the Serenity was such a great job. Like I said, they can force Chun-Li to play defensive, and that's how they're going to win. Touch of Death going out onto Mez. They still want to go for it. Forces Iron Bark out. That's a good trade. Unfortunately, Chun-Li rotting down.
Where's his portal? Where is Chun-Li going to make his escape? Novos is completely tapped on mana. Both teams are completely tapped. Novos gets in a nice vortex. Gets Chun-Li back in line of sight, and Chun-Li is going to go down.
Oh, Colo!
Go into the finals.
Oh, Colo. What a great Ursul's Vortex right there. Unfortunately, Chun-Li's port at that point was almost in the Vortex. At that
Surprised to see Splice here after that last series, but here we are battling it out for that 3rd or 4th place finish. Sneaky Snakes on the left side of your screen. We got Amni on the Discipline Priest, Avenge on the Rep Paladin, SSDS on the Marksmanship Hunter on the right side, Splice with Novos caught into a stun on the Resto Shaman, Chun-Li on the Windwalker Monk, and Velido on the the Death Knight.
Yeah, SSDS wasn't able to follow up the trap off the Hodge, but he does get that bursting shot into Novos and secures the full trap as well. Not as much damage as we'd like to see coming out just yet, but Velido actually dropping down to half right as I said it. But meanwhile, Evangeline may already proc his bubble. The eye for an eye comes out, He's got Necrotic stacked up. Even if he got healed out of this, he might still have the bubble. Unbelievably, Amni saves his bubble.
Whoa.
Unreal.
That is absolutely unbelievable. I'm pretty sure I actually saw Avenge die 6 times there in that exchange, somehow managing to hold on to his bubble that entire time, never actually getting to the point where it was activated. Velido under some trouble here. May have to trade out his Icebound Fortitude. Novos with the Ascendance active, going to try and keep him up, actually doing a great job of that. The Blood Elf Silence into the Paralyze on Amni. That's definitely going to force Avenge's bubble there. It finally comes out. Now the question is, do they have the ability to continue this aggression at this point, or are they going to have to play super defensive now that Avenge has to be more careful?
We've seen some serious damage on the Splice team, but what we haven't seen is a whole lot of defensive cooldowns. Right as I say that, Velido is forced to use that Icebound Fortitude, trying to kite away a little bit while his healer Novus is in a trap. Meanwhile, they're going to counter pressure with a full leg sweep. Looks like eventually he's going to trinket out of that and sank his healer Amni, who also is in a kick right now. It's going to force the pain suppression on Evangeline. Sneaky Snakes right now are running out of cooldowns and fast.
Yeah, they have nothing left, but neither does Velido. He's getting super low right now. The Spirit Link now comes out from Novos. That's basically everything left for Splice. This game is going to be over really, really soon. Avenge with the Blessing of Protection active, basically his last line of defense, along with the last cooldown coming out from Amni. Also, Novos caught into the full trap. Velido under a lot of pressure. Chun-Li and Velido both having to run away right now, trying to just keep themselves alive. A nice fear comes out from Amni, but it's only really short on Novos. That's going to allow him some opportunity to continue his healing going. Now the Mind Control comes out, but again, super short. Really just not getting the little bit of extra crowd control Sneaky Snakes needs to finish this out.
That Ride the Wind on the pillar was such a huge offensive or defensive tool for Splice there. Oh my god, Evangeline, are you kidding me?
The Serenity came out from Chun-Li and just completely caught them by surprise. I don't think they were I think they thought he'd... Yep, so the gates are just about to open here. Sneaky Snakes, like you said, have a good opportunity. This is a great map to play that Red Hunter on. We'll have to see how well they're actually able to pull it off here. We see Velido and Avenge immediately just crossing across over here, trying to start getting that initial damage out. Quick stun onto Novos into a nice fear from Amni. Novos is not running a Trinket. He is running that Orc Shaman playing Relentless. Now the full trap as well. This is going to allow them to get a decent amount of pressure into Velido, but so far they've only managed to pull out his anti-magic shell, which is really not what they're looking for. Now Chun-Li coming out with the Serenity, trying to turn the pressure back around onto Avenge. Blessing of Sanctuary went out onto Amni, but that has now faded at this point. Avenge with his wings active, trying to get counter pressure into Velido. Velido actually getting super low right now. Novos caught into a stun. Velido is holding on to his Icebound Fortitude, but there does finally have to use it, as well as the Spirit Link coming out from Novos. That's actually a ton of defensive cooldowns used by Splice.
They're turning it around right now with Evangeline fully stacked on Necrotic. His Eye for an Eye is used, his Pain Suppression is used, and they might still get bubble, but in the process, Velido goes down. Unbelievable. We knew that this map was going to definitely make for a high-paced game. That was unbelievable.
And this is the thing with Sneaky Snakes, you can never count them out. We are seeing Splice trying to play this one out, though, getting some serious pressure onto Evangeline, but he is comfortable, and they are going to close it out nice and easy. Sneaky Snakes now find themselves tied. They
Blocking him down. This is actually really, really tough puzzle for Sneaky Snakes to solve.
Yeah, I think anytime you see a Destruction Warlock, it is very risky to leave them alone.
Amni backpedaling out.
Amni showing him a little bit of spice, and all right, you're bringing out the Destro Lock. Let's see what we can do against that. So it looks like Sneaky Snakes may be trying to play this game a little bit more slowly than we've seen them before, knowing that leaving Thugonomics out in the open is going to be a very, very devastating thing. Thugonomics says, you know what? I'm comfortable right here. Thank you very much. If you want to come get me, you're more than welcome to, but I will be posted up in this middle of the arena. He's actually putting an offensive gateway down, saying your pillar is my pillar now. And he's trying to throw out a little quick fear perhaps to start things off, but they definitely seem very content to establish their offensive positioning here in the middle of this map.
Yeah, Thugonomics says knock knock. Chun-Li comes around through the back. And here we go. Now trying to get a fear out, does actually get locked out right away, but did manage to land that fear onto Avenge. So I'm not actually sure exactly how he got locked out there. It looks like they are going to be focusing on Thugonomics for now, but with that Mortal Coil into the leg sweep, nicely done there. Avenge in lots of trouble, getting super low already. His bubble actually, they got his bubble out of that. That is an amazing opener for Splice.
Are you kidding me? I think we can see why Sneaky Snakes are have decided to post up behind this pillar, because the instant they showed their faces, they forced bubble. So Thugonomics is looking very strong on his Destro Lock. He's been charging up this entire tournament, waiting for his chance to unleash some of those Chaos Bolts, and so far they've been used to extreme effectiveness.
Yeah, Chun-Li just poking in there a little bit. Now here's the thing, if you're a Splice in this situation, you really don't want to push in on Sneaky Snakes. You want them to come to you, and Sneaky Snakes knows it. That's why they're hanging out behind that pillar. But at the same time, the longer this game goes on, the worse things will get for Sneaky Snakes. So they have to make a move at some point. Right now they're sort of moving around behind the pillar, just trying to stay out of line of sight. They really don't want Thugonomics to get another one of those big old meaty Chaos Bolts off. That was a massive Chaos Bolt. Of course, Thugonomics does not have his Demon Soul available, so he will not be able to do quite as much damage with that. But again, this is going to be a battle of who decides to move in first. Looks like here we go. Thugonomics moving in from behind. Now the Fear comes out, lands a full Fear onto Amni. He's going to get broken out of that right away. Chun-Li moving around, trying to keep the pressure going. Looks like they are wanting to chase down Avenge, and Avenge knows it. He's just running for his life right now. That portal actually from the Warlock artifact active, actually doing a little bit of damage to Avenge. It's actually a pretty cool use of positioning there, sort of forcing him back around into that. And it looks like Sneaky Snake's just on the run right now. They do not want to tangle with Splice.
Yeah, Thugonomics is going to unleash those mortal coils into a leg sweep here, and Chun-Li is in hot pursuit of Evangeline. He may actually be able to force some additional cooldowns. The Eye for an Eye comes out, the Shield of Vengeance comes out. It might not be enough to keep Evangeline alive. The damage from Thugonomics, the Chaos Bolt just barely gets silenced, but Chun-Li might be able to get the job done on his own. The Bob comes out over pain suppression. I cannot believe the damage that Splice is doing right now.
They are just forcing cooldown after cooldown. Avenge only has that Blessing of Sanctuary left for Amni. Amni only has Power Word Barrier. There's the Fear coming out. It gets broken right away. Thugonomics trying to land another Fear, actually getting a little bit low himself. Did have to use his Unending Resolve in there. Chun-Li coming out with that touch of Karma, just wants to stay as aggressive as he can. Amni using the Rapture, trying to just keep his teammates alive, and he's actually managed to stabilize for now. Avenge, though, sitting back there with the saddest possible Avenging Wrath. He cannot push in and get any benefit from that, or he will die.
Yeah, the exchanges between these two teams have been brief but intense. Obviously, we know that Thugonomics on that Destrolock is capable of doing some absolute insane damage, but it looks like these two teams are once again posted up behind the pillars. Thugonomics with that Earth Shield, though, definitely seems content to get in there a little bit. I feel like his double Mortal Coil combos, along with Chun-Li's AoE leg sweeps, are what we can look for to set up some insane damage.
Yeah, it's not often that you see the Destro Warlock being the initiator moving into those battles like that, but that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Now the double Mortal Coil comes out. He's got a nice big stun onto SSDS. Actually, SSDS having to use his Trinket as well as his heal there, his self-heal, to be able to top himself back up a little bit. Amni now in some trouble. Triple Blood Elf Silence comes out. Amni forced to use his throughput cooldowns to try and keep his teammates alive. Has managed to hold onto his barrier for now, but for how long is that actually going to last? And here's the thing about the barrier, is as soon as he drops that, his teammates have to stay in it, which Thugonomics is fine with. He'll channel Chaos Bolts into a 40% damage reduction all he wants. 40% damage reduction on a Chaos Bolt is still really, really painful. So now Thugonomics actually caught into that stun real quick. It looks like they're trying to get some counter pressure onto him. SSDS popping out those aim shots, trying to make something happen. Chaos Bolt interrupted from Thugonomics, not quite able to get that off before Sneaky Snakes gets behind the pillar. And again, this is just Thugonomics just comes a knocking around the corner. There's a Paralyze onto SSDS. He could be in some trouble here. A nice bursting shot though, and he's going to be able to even revive his pet off of that. Nicely played by SSDS.
You can see how much of a problem this Destruction Warlock Windwalker composition gives to the Sneaky Snakes Red Hunter. They are completely off their game right now. They're not even going for CC. They're basically just trying to run around the pillar and keep themselves alive, really try to stop any sort of Chaos Bolts that may happen. But if they only play like this, I do wonder how they're going to be able to finish this game, because they're going to run into situations like this. Once again, another Mortal Coil into leg sweep combo that was, avoided, but at the cost of SSDS and Evangeline's trinkets.
Yeah, Avenge does have his bubble available once again, which is going to allow them, basically, I think we're going to see one more big push out of Sneaky Snakes at this point. Thugonomics pushing around the edge, trying to get that Fear off. Does actually manage to land that onto Amni. He's going to be feared for a few seconds there. Chaos Bolt lands into SSDS. Doesn't get too much done off of that. Avenge actually popping out some heals there to top off SSDS while Amni was running away. And this is basically Sneaky Snakes just completely on the back foot, on the run this entire time. They're looking for an opportunity where Splice messes up. They're looking for a moment where they can maybe catch Splice, catch catch somebody into a Hammer of Justice or something and be able to get a quick kill in there. There's the Hammer of Justice onto Novos. Are they going to try and move in off the back of that? Looks like they may be focusing on Chun-Li for now, but Chun-Li has plenty available. SSDS dips super low with that Chaos Bolt into the leg sweep. Now Amni caught into a full fear. The pain suppression has come out onto SSDS. He will still have the turtle, the aspect of the turtle available as well, but they've switched their attention over onto Avenge. Avenge has his Avenging Wrath active. He's trying to do as much as he can, but he's really not getting anything done with his. Sneaky Snakes, what do you even do in this situation?
It's so difficult for Sneaky Snakes because they know that one of their main CCs that they need in order to get the job done is that trap, and every time those trap is landed, I think it's only once, Thuganomics instantly singed it off using his imp to dispel that for his healer. But right now, it looks like Thuganomics is actually pulling back with the rest of his team here. As Dampening stacks up, the damage that Sneaky Snakes are able to do may not even require their CC chain. So as long as they can line of sight the long casts of Thuganomics on his Destrolock, they may be able to survive and actually wear the team of Splice down.
Yeah, Thuganomics actually used his Unending Resolve offensively there. It does prevent you from being interrupted while it's active, which is great. It allows you to cast Chaos Bolts, but Sneaky Snakes did a good job of recognizing that and immediately getting back out of line of sight once again. Either that or they're just scared. That's also a possibility that they just didn't want to be in line of sight. Either way, Thuganomics no longer has that Unending Resolve available, but however, he does have his Demon Soul. He will be able to get that out again. Novos caught into a stun, though. Is Sneaky Snakes going to be able to make something happen out of that? That doesn't look like it. Actually, SSDS takes another big chunk of damage, forced to use both his Trinket and his Aspect of the Turtle. Now with that Mortal Coil onto Amni, Avenge getting low as well. Avenge on the run, trying to reconnect with his healer. Blood Elf Silence comes out from Chun-Li. They're not quite able to close it out just yet, but really this is just a matter of time. Dampening is at 17% and ramping up. There's going to be a point here very, very soon where Sneaky Snakes is just not able to survive through this.
Yeah, the way Splice deals damage is very, very quickly in short bursts. So we saw Chun-Li force Aspect of the Turtle simply by investing his Serenity and Strike of the Windlord on SSDS back there. So SSDS is definitely not looking too good in the cooldown department. He does have his heal coming up soon, but with no Turtle, he could definitely be a target, and no Trinket, definitely going to be a target for Splice as the game continues here.
Novos actually got a full drink there too. The one saving grace that Sneaky Snakes had was that they were ahead of mana, ahead on mana versus Splice. But now with Novos back at full mana, that window has passed. That time is gone. 21% dampening as this continues. Thuganomics into a stun. SSDS popping out the aim shots, trying to make something happen here. But Thuganomics has popped his cooldowns, trying to get a big hit. Nice big hit lands onto SSDS. How are they going to be able to keep him alive through this? Amni and Avenge both just spamming heals, trying to keep SSDS alive. They managed to do it, but that's at the cost of SSDS's exhilaration as well.
Yeah, so without Trinket, without Aspect of the Turtle, and without Exhilaration, SSDS is definitely going to be the target they're looking to prime up for this next go. But it looks like Sneaky Snakes are trying to make an offensive push of their own. Chun-Li eats the trap as if the Dispel wasn't enough. Chun-Li is right on top of it and is able to deny that CC as Dampening continues to stack up. And once again, we see Sneaky Snakes on retreat behind the pillar. SSDS stuck at half health. Amni in that Incapacitate into a Bell of Silence as well. This forces the bot from Evangeline, but a Fist of Fury stun. Oh! SSDS might just go down here if he doesn't find some line of sight on Thuganomics. It could be over.
Yeah, Chun-Li on the chase right now as well. The bursting shot comes out. That's going to slow him down just a little bit, give SSD a moment to breathe, but a moment is all he gets. Novos, though, dipping super low, using the Astral Shift and the Spirit Link Totem. That's exactly what Sneaky Snakes needs right now. Novos is now going to be on the run. Thuganomics getting low as well. May have to use his Unending Resolve. The nice double Mortal Coil comes out, and the double leg sweep. This is trouble right now for Avenge. He's taking lots of damage. Amni caught into a fear. That immediately gets broken by the Blessing of Sanctuary coming out from Avenge. Sneaky Snakes actually starting to look like they're showing some signs of life here.
Not only are they doing a ton of damage, SSDS was very, very heads up and was able to stop Thuganomics Chaos Bolts at a time that probably could have ended the game, or at least forced some serious cooldowns. And Sneaky Snakes looking to go on the offensive here. Thuganomics has some big Chaos Bolts flying in. And also we got Chun-Li hot in pursuit of SSDS. Eats the bursting shot as well. But as soon as he gets out of that, we have Serenity coming up soon. Evangeline still at half health. Evangeline does have his bubble available. SSDS as well as Evangeline do have their trinkets. So they will definitely need to communicate on the next offensive push by Splice.
Yeah, Novos actually starting to run out of options here. He's used his Earth and Shield Totem, his Astral Shift, his Spirit Link, his Ascendance, as well as his Healing Totem. So Splice may actually want to pull it back here a little bit for a few minutes. Chun-Li sort of poking around, but we can see that Thuganomics feeling a little bit less brave than he was earlier on in the game. Actually dropping off a I don't even know what he feared there. Was it a pet or something? I don't know what he cast that on. Must have been the pet. Yeah, there's the bird coming back in. Chun-Li now trying to poke around here, but it's now up to Chun-Li to do the poking. He does have his Touch of Karma and his Fortifying Brew available, and we actually just saw him drop his Transcendence portal over there. Maybe looking to use that as an opportunity to get aggressive if they can chase Sneaky Snakes around into it. Chun-Li will be able to port right there. Double leg sweep comes out onto Amni. SSDS in trouble. He does have his turtle available. He feigns real quick just to try and block that. Novos now caught in the bursting shot into the full trap. Nice job by SSDS being able to land that. Chun-Li into a fear on his Touch of Death. That's going to prevent him from being able to follow that up with any real damage. And actually, Sneaky Snake's doing a good job of diffusing this push from Splice.
SSDS has been investing his trinket very well in order to stop these Chaos Bolts, but a few of them are going to fly through, and Thugonomics has his unending resolve up, which is going to act as an aura mask to allow him to get some Chaos Bolts.
Oh my goodness!
It doesn't even matter. His shield wall used offensively, but it doesn't even give him the defense to avoid the damage of Sneaky Snakes. Super patient game by them. You know they've got to be feeling good.
Yeah, so I think
Position, but I definitely am glad to see them have the confidence to bring it back around when their back is against the wall. Go back to your main composition that you have run so well and see how it goes.
Yeah, and when you've got Chun-Li and Velido on your team, it's almost a sin not to actually run Walking Dead into the Red Hunter of Sneaky Snakes. So we'll see how well they're able to do here. Chun-Li already using his Serenity as basically everything going on to Avenge right now. The Blessing of Sanctuary comes out onto Amni, which is going to allow him to put out some extra healing, but the pressure is still just ongoing. Avenge taking so much damage. Amni gets locked out. Are they going to be able to force the bubble here right in the opener? It looks like, yes, they will actually get it immediately. Splice coming out of the gate swinging in this game 4.
What Splice needs to do now are pull back a little bit, really defend Novos from any kind of CC before they get aggressive again. Last time we saw this matchup, it really just was a matter of SSDS having free reign to CC Novos at will. But right now, it looks like Sneaky Snakes are continuing that pressure. A sap onto Amni could mean Evangeline across the map, behind the pillar, could be taking a ton of damage here, and it's exactly what happens. They might just global him here. The Bob and the Life Grip saves him for now. Pain Suppression's up as well. They're gonna dispel that Bob into a full leg sweep. It's over. Splice roaring back. We're going to game 5.
Another game 5 here that got them here. Sneaky Snakes versus Splice. It all comes down to this.
Yeah, I feel like Sneaky Snakes, they definitely went for that dampening match here, but I don't think that's what we're going to see here. I think both teams with very little line of sight, we're going to have an absolute battle on our hands.
Yeah, absolutely. Things are already heating up. Velido moving in, trying to get some early damage in. So there's Chun-Li using the touch of everything, basically. Serenity coming out as well as a strike of the Windlord. Avenge responding with his own cooldowns. SSDS using his True Shot aura as well. Amni having to respond with his Trinket as well as all of his throughput cooldowns, but they're actually managing to push hard onto Velido right now. He's taking tons and tons of damage. Hasn't yet had to use his Icebound Fortitude though, and now they're getting Avenge super low. Are they going to be able to force out the bubble? Yes, once again with the paralysis. How is his oh no, his bubble has actually activated at this point. Amni got caught in that paralysis. Very nicely played there from Chun-Li, being able to force that out this early.
We do see Novos just now getting out of the fear, and AMZ dropped by Velido. Let's see if there's any follow-up CC. It's a bursting shot into a full trap right now. Evangeline is low, but Velido is definitely in a scary position. Evangeline does catch that pain suppression, but a grip and a leg sweep. This could be terrible for Evangeline. Chun-Li in hot pursuit. Velido right there as well. SSDS is actually disconnected from Novos at the moment. A stun onto Amni into a Blood Elf silence. Evangeline is kiting away, but the bop is instantly dispelled. Splice are on the hunt, sinking their teeth in. Evangeline goes down. Splice securing 3rd place in the North American Championship.
Very impressive. They've also secured themselves.
Not exactly sure how this matchup plays out, but the gates are about to open in the grand finals.
Yeah, I wonder how much damage Mez is going to take here. I think he's going to be the primary focus target. Trill will be maybe too slippery for Walla to stay on targets. Right now, both teams are reluctant to leave the pillar. There's a lot of money on the line, $30,000 difference between 1st and 2nd place. Jellybean's just tossing out a couple shots early on as Mez peeks out from behind the pillar. I think that Method Synergy want to talk this out and come up with a strategy before they charge in.
Well, it's intelligent. I don't think too many people play this setup that Panda Global is bringing. It used to be known as KFC, this Hunter, Warrior, Shaman composition. It can be very scary. You have the offensive purges coming in from Rubcub. Jellybeans and Wallbear going to have a lot of crowd control with the fears and the traps. Mez charging in. He wants to get this game started, though. Wallbear looks to be the target of choice. The stun over onto Colo into a full trap. Rubcub gets gets gripped in. They want to go all in onto him. Blood Elf silence as well. Rubcub needs to get away. Astral Shift has been committed already. He gets interrupted as well. Leaps away. Can Mez land? Reconnects. Another interrupt over onto Rubcub. Rubcub needs to survive just a little bit longer.
Yeah, and Colo's team is known for healer all-ins. Rubcub needs to be prepared to be trained down. Finally, some counter pressure, but they just commit the touch of karma. They do not care. They're going to go all in. Another stun to follow up on Rubcub as Method Synergy look to close game one. Rubcub barely connects the link in between the stuns, but this damage is unending as Rubcub retreats away. Grip back and Meth looking to close this out. Synergy take it. Offense is the name of the game. We saw it yesterday, and we're going to see it again here. Panda Global breaking out a surprise composition, but can survive that onslaught.
Yeah, it's very difficult as a Restoration Druid in this situation. We'll have to see how Method Synergy decides to open up in game number 2. It looks like Mez going to be charging forward right away, looking for an opening, putting some pressure over onto Wallabear. Rubcub positioned very far away in bear form right now, wants to stay away from Mez. Mez Wraith walking in though, gets the stun on Rubcub. Looks like they're going all into Wallabear. Wallabear taking so much damage already, having to use that dive of the sword.
I don't think they were ready for Wallabear to be the target. That was a nice surprise from Method Synergy. They're gripping him behind the pillar. They're going all after him. Touch of Karma committed offensively almost by Trill to stay aggressive. Now the incapacitated onto Rubcub. If they can get these purges going, Walla could be in trouble. Rubcub gets traded out with Ironbark to keep Walla going, but it may not be enough. Colo goes all in. Pops the Ascendance. Purge after purge. Rubcub is failing to heal Walla at this point. Triple fear from Walla. Buying Rubcub a second to try and restabilize, but as soon as Colo gets out, it's going to be purge after purge, and Walla is surely going to fall. The aggression from Method Synergy is almost unstoppable. If Panda Global could have held on, though, the counter pressure was looking good.
And this is Akon. Method Synergy looking to do it here, trying to get the third win on the board in this best of 7 series.
Yeah, Rosita Jones in this matchup, I expect him not to push in for crowd control. If he's using his blinks offensively, he's going to get murdered by Mez and Trill. I think he's just going to sit back. He's going to throw out the snares, do as much damage as possible, let Wallabear really tank out a lot of this Windwalker DK damage, and not overextend or compromise his position.
I'm wondering what the best strat is for Synergy, though. Do they just gun down Rubcub? I have a feeling that that could work early on. They're going to grip in Rosita, play the safe strat, go after the mage and lock him down as much as they can. Good pressure out. Or the shield totem committed early on by Colo, or by Rubcub, to try and allow Rosita to sit comfortable during that frozen orb and just spam out damage. Kona Cold and Blink paired well together to kite. Trill gets rooted up there on his roll, goes for Paralyze. There's the Ride the Wind, but Mez is too far away from the Ride the Wind there. Mez has to use Wraithwalk as well, so now Rosita has an opening to kite, but Colo landed a full hex. Rosita's in trouble, gets gripped behind the pillar. Rubcub not in line of sight. Rosita blinks back to his side, gets interrupted on that polymorph, and Mez with the double interrupt. Nice micro there from Mez, tons of pressure, forcing the block out early on, and this is looking great for Synergy. Panda Global flail to find a way.
Yeah, Rosita just cannot get anything going, relentlessly being trained down over and over, interrupted. Can Rosita get some damage out? Looks like he's going to pull the trigger with the Icy Veins and the Blood Fear. Cold Snap committed as well. He gets gripped back once again. Trill using the Ride the Wind. Mez getting low though as well as Trill. This is nice pressure coming in from Panda Global. Rosita Jones right now might have to activate that Temporal Shield. Rubcub just spamming on heals, caught into the Incapacitate. Rosita getting lower and lower at this point of the game. Touch of Karma being committed by Trill. Full poly onto Colo. Mez getting lower and lower as well. He still has that Icebound Fortitude. Rosita might actually go down here without using his Ice Block, forced into the Fist of Fury right now, but Rubcub able to spam out those healing waves in a really good position, but Rosita gets gripped. He gets gripped away. Earthen Shield Totem is going to be committed by Rubcub, now caught into that Incapacitate. Rosita once again trying to get away with the Blink. Ride the Wind for Mez by Trill. Rosita Jones getting a huge Temporal Shield. Colo able to dispel that off, but the healing was just too much.
Colo's mana is starting to get tapped. If Panda Global can play for a later game, I think that's going to be the weakness of Colo if they can keep this up, but they're running out of cooldowns with only one more Ice Block remaining. We're at about a neutral ground position here as Mez and Trill pull back. Colo may attempt for a drink, but I don't think it's possible. Nice counterspell landed by Rosita. Mez down to half. Double shockwave out from Walla. Panda Global finally creating some momentum, but now with the reverse grip into leg sweep. Serenity, strike of the Wind Lord. Tons of pressure as Rubcub looks to thwart it away. Healing wave after healing wave, now caught into the paralyzed. Rosita trying to make a getaway. Tiger's Lust to reconnect. Blood Elf Silence to hold him in place. Mez is moving in. Nice Earth Grab Totem, catching the whole team. Rubcub trying to buy a second heal, but not enough. Rosita forced into that block, and with no ice blocks left, Method Synergy are looking to close. The mana bar of Colo is all that Panda Global have going for them.
Yeah, Colo getting lower and lower on mana. Mez in a good position as well as Trill right now. Rosita needs to find a way to kite away. He needs to get some damage rolling. He doesn't have Icy Veils available for quite some time. Trill, though, almost into execute range, has the Touch of Karma almost available. Temporal Shield used by Rosita Jones, really well done by him. That's going to provide a huge heal. Should be able to actually top him off. Yes, he does. Gets topped off there in that situation. Rev Cup burning through a lot of mana. Healing has the mana has evened out at this point in the game. Trill might have to commit his Touch of Karma right now. Rosita Jones definitely tanking with that Earthen Shield totem. Full poly over onto Colo. Meds getting lower and lower. AMS as well as Icebound Fortitude have been used, but they're chasing down Rosita Jones over and over. He just
It's a race to the finish. Full Fear connects. Wallow looking to kill. Mez denies with the AMZ. Now Trill reverses double legs. He paralyzes Rosita. Needs to kite away, but Colo is spamming up purges. Lava Burst, everything 3-on-1. Rosita trying to kite desperately to stay alive, but it's not looking to be enough. Serenity takes them down, and Method Synergy are one win away from clean sweeping Panda Global.
Now, that composition showed a lot of signs of life. I mean, we counted it off pretty quickly as a desperate play. Do you guys still feel that way?
Jones has to do a good job peeling. I want to see good darknesses coming out from Rosita Jones. I think it's going to be key that he gets a good darkness when Method Synergy decides to blow a lot of their offensive cooldowns.
Yeah, Ashamane's fall is going to be renamed Panda's fall. If they go down here, Method Synergy are looking in a good position as they gun down for Rub Cup, immediately looking for that asphyxiate. Wallabear moves over for maybe a fear. No, they're going to race healers as they go after Colo. Mez deflects with an anti-magic zone. Colo's going to try and tank that out. Astral Shift is up. Rub Cup has to link already. Colo is getting raced down as well, which Shaman will fall first. Hex to get the adaptation, but Rub Cup into range of death is barely hanging on, caught in the silence, and will fall. Method Synergy crushing out Panda Global in a dominating finish, 4-0.
And there is no denying that Method Synergy is the best team in North America. You are looking at your